I was gonna do this, but basically I'm saying that I'm saying that everybody around here, everybody in this world, man, this is literally the world. This is just ridiculous, man. But we already know by the creation what life is. Everyone's robots, right? So now the objective is to kind of like, you know, if you trying to like destroy the outside of Matrix, well, that's basically what robots are there to do, because robots are meant to stay inside the Matrix and get swallowed up by hell, by the lake of fire, because when the lake of fire comes, it swallows up the Matrix. God destroys the Matrix, and you go outside the Matrix and you'll heaven for eternity, whatever it is. And that's the thing about this. It doesn't really make like too much sense about it, but that's the thing. That's the thing, because it's nothing supposed to make sense out of it. Then everything is just basically what it is, what it said, and now you telling me I'm gonna be a robot like everyone, and basically send all these robots at me to basically try to corrupt your mind, destroy your mental frame, make you into a slave. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Cause either way, I don't even know. You don't even know if there's any like non-robots out there. Like, what would a non-robot be? Cause either way, I'm a robot, right? So if you kind of look at it, there's different builds of robots. But that's what I said, man. It's like that's what they do. They target you. Robots, they target you because you're not a robot. You're not a slave. And they trying to get you to be a slave and a robot like them. And I've already knew this because I remember I knew this shit. I already said this shit years ago. I kind of forgot about it, but basically that's how they try doing. That's the key secret. So now it's about trying to find a support. But what if everybody in the area are just robots? They're not gonna support you because they are robots and they're there to be witches, basically, like robots. Witches and robots are the same thing. They basically try speaking in your head, speaking in your brain, trying to deceive you from reality. And it's all like a test and a trial for whatever to get out the world, get into the afterlife. That's what it is. It's like you send someone to like some mental home. Let's say you get sent to a mental home for calling everybody robots. Now that really is, they are robots and they are targeting you, because there is no such thing as sending a person who's a non-robot to a robotic brainwashing thing. That's the mark of the beast. Y'all want to know what the mark of the beast is? The chip. It's a chip. We are living inside of this, man. The mark of the beast. We basically live inside the mark of the beast. It's the chip. It's basically trying to program you for the mark of the beast, which would be, God used that to whatever to people. But basically, that's what it is, man. And I'm over here thinking like you should be able to like I hope like it's kind of like it's literally kind of scary too, because you don't even know what to expect like by it. Like you feel like a fucking peasant and a slave and a nobody. And that's the best thing to do. Is a lot of people are going to be obsessed with you because you're not going to be a slave. You're less robotic, and that's when they actually more people gonna be drawn to you and be obsessed with you, because you just that chosen on that level to where you're not gonna be a slave to anybody. And it breaks them free from the curse, right? It breaks them free from the mark of the beast. And that's what we living in. We living inside of the mark of the beast, like I said. And that's what I said. You cannot buy or sell without the mark of the beast. Whatever. Fuck that past saying shit. We on something deeper now. This is something deeper now. And this is literally the mark of the beast. Like I said, it already was basically you being brainwashed. You being brainwashed and you worshiping, I would say, the devil, because the devil is about all that. And there's a lot more information attached to it. You always got to connect everything together like a circle of life type shit. But to be honest, man, you want to get in your own magic. You want to get into inventing. If you trying to do shit for yourself, you cannot worship the mark of the beast. You got to create and craft for yourself. God says so because he's the creator. Now our objective was to basically build for God. But that's what I said. God wasn't trying to enslave everybody on this earth, man. That's the key secret, is this earth is basically was meant for this whole little program shit. It basically is the mark of the beast, because you got to understand, the angels got kicked out of heaven to earth. To earth. And basically, you got to understand what they are too. You're not going to know how actually, you're not going to know them, because weren't they outside the matrix, supposedly, if that would be outside the matrix, like whatever forms of everything there is. But that's what I'm saying, man. The best thing you can do is you got to focus on yourself and try to get out that mental curse yourself. And like I said, that's the mark of the beast, like I said. And the whole robotic thing, robots, that's how you get targeted. It's like you look back and everything, you can think of, like, it gets depressing, like when you think about, you just being programmed to love someone, or whatever the hell, whatever that stuff, even all that weird stuff, whatever that is. It's like, is that even meant inside this world? Like, is everything enjoying this world? That's not even a thing. There's no such thing as enjoying the world, because you are programmed to enjoy it. No matter what, you like a program. But I guess that's just how it be. And now it's about trying to target God on this level. And since obviously there's the kingdom of heaven in this shit too, that I would just attach to that shit. I would attach the kingdom of heaven to everything, because that's ultimately what it's ran and connected to. And that's what you want to do, is attach the kingdom of heaven, attach God to everything, and make everything basically like that. But so that's what I was saying about all that shit. I was gonna speak on vision, basically on the fallen angels trafficking on some saw shit. And basically you have to basically have underground vault to do whatever saw shit, in it. But the fallen angels, human trafficking, little sexual desires. You have all these, male celebrities too, all that shit. And you put your woman up, you basically have the basic structure of everything, and in the whole human traffic sense, to where they try just keeping all of the people basically enclosed, and then they were like, I remember that vision way years and years ago. I had that. It was in that pool barn, whatever you call that shit, whatever you call that type of it was like, it's called a pool barn. Basically, I think that's what it's called, pool barns. So basically, it's like had that vision. It was like a haunted house too. I remember, slash pool barn, whatever the fuck it was used for. But basically, now with that thing setting, I had a vision. Everybody was being trafficked in there, and I didn't even know at that time directly what it meant. But not just looking about it, it was some, like, kind of like they were all locked in there. They couldn't get out. There was a lock and they couldn't get out. They're trying to get out, and then they were all like, kind of like, I thought it was celebrities too, but basically, yeah, basically all kinds of people locked in it, couldn't get out. And then the next person go in, they end up getting trapped in it and not being able to come out because they got lured in it. So that's the whole thing. And then the devil tried controlling to lock them in, and they had to, like, try doing like some crazy shit, because you know they over in there trapped in there, like, basically trying to it's like some end of the world shit in there. Like, that's what it's kind of like. But there's some way deeper stuff that needs to be said about it, because I know it was deeper sides in the vision. I know that there's a lot more into it, but that's just basically the whole of it. And I remember there was gold that came down from heaven or some shit out at the end of it. It was crazy. Everybody started trying to run to the gold at the end of it. And I was like, holy shit. I'm like, damn, everybody tried going for the goal. I'm like, damn. But I remember that shit. Yeah, it was a crazy vision. And motherfuckers always trying to say I'm crazy because I was basically telling everybody, don't go in it, don't go in it. And they went in it. They fell for the trap. And I was like, okay, well, y'all pretty much screwed now. I told y'all not to go in it. I told y'all, and they still tried doing it because they thought they were going to, I don't know, whatever they were trying to do. But basically, I was trying to help them out. I was trying to speak to them because at this time, like, I was hurt. I was scared. Not scared, but like, it was like, I was like, I gotta help these motherfuckers. I gotta start talking to them, even though it's a vision, and try telling these motherfuckers what they need to do. And that's how it all started. That's basically how all my visions actually started, was this human traffic thing. And that's how I started speaking to them in the visions. Started speaking to these, whatever you want to talk about, spirits, whether they be people, whatever they be, um, celebrities, whatever. But basically, they just in that box setting. And like I said, it's basically, if you really look at it, they all human trafficked by fallen angels at that point. So, you know, basically you have the world around it. The police officers was like kind of a little corrupt too on some stuff. Some of them was there was some police officers that was trying to stop people from breaking in and out or some shit. It was a really weird settings, but there's a lot more crazy shit. But basically, you know, everybody trying to have structure and trying to talk their way out of it, but it's like y'all forgot about God. They forgot about everything. And that's the thing. It's like, when you really are into all that Hollywood shit, selling your soul, being human trafficked is basically what's gonna happen to you, because you basically get lured in. You basically lured in by the devil. And that's how it is, because you gotta understand, when you're not spiritual, you're not gonna see through that shit. They're gonna try to come at you, and you gotta be really aware of how they victim, how they come after you. And that's the whole thing about Hollywood, and that's the whole thing about the devil, is that this dude is literally a fallen angel, right? So it kind of makes sense why they don't want you to believe in Satan, because that gives Satan power and domain over you, right? So now, here's the thing about this human trafficking setup is, I was in LA, and there was that situation where they cage people in LA, and they actually do that shit. And I was feeling the vibe out through all the cities, man. They cage people in downtown, in all LA, and it was a ghost town too, because you look in the cities, these motherfuckers are controlled by the demonic spirits, by the fallen angels. There's no such thing as gang stalking. No, it's the fallen angels. They lure you in, and that's how it works. Because you can basically, it's like that show. You can basically cover anything up, right? That's all it is. It's about trying to cover it up. It's literally you trying to cover shit up, right? So now here's the thing about it is, you create this whole little fantasy witch internet, because back then it was witch internet. Back then the internet was known as witches making it. The witches were known as being in control of the internet. When you look back then at YouTube, at those the video internet, the first ever video things I remember when I was a little kid watching, was it was like you thought of it as something corrupt. But now you see how today kind of like, you don't think as this shit as just like evil or corrupt, or not so much evil, but just like witch based and criminals. Because you know how like scammers, that's what you viewed it as. You viewed the internet as a scam. You viewed MySpace as a scam. It didn't seem official to you, because you're like, okay, what the hell is MySpace, and why the fuck motherfuckers so hyped in MySpace? That's what I said. The witches went after that, and that's what I said. Who created MySpace? It was the witches, right? Because that's the start to the generation. They had to go to the younger generation and start the witchcraft movement through the younger generation, because they trying to lure people into the devil kingdom. And that's the whole thing about school. School is a scam too, because they trying to lure people into the devil kingdom. And I just had a dream about that too last night, about the school devil. And that's what I said, man. It's all about them trying to disguise themselves and lure you in to basically get your soul, get your eternal soul. And the best way to do it is to try to enslave you more and more and more, to the point you're gonna break or some shit, whatever the devil trying to do. And that's basically how it is. So